Hi, I'm Anna, and welcome back to the Level 3 Ironclad podcast. This episode, we kick off Section 3 on the still wines of the world. In this episode, we begin Section 3, the core of WSET Level 3, and the point where the qualification becomes fully regional. Up to now, you have learned how vines grow, how grapes are transformed into wine, and how production decisions influence style, quality, and price. Section 3 shifts the focus from process to place. Here, the central question is no longer simply how wine is made, but how geography shapes what ends up in the glass. At level 3, the emphasis remains explanation rather than evaluation. You're not being asked to decide which region produces superior wine or to rank producers within a hierarchy. Instead, you're being assessed on your ability to explain why wines from different countries and regions taste the way they do using clearly linked factors. The exam rewards logical cause and effect reasoning supported by accurate regional knowledge. This means that you must be able to describe key wine producing regions and explain how climate, grape varieties, and basic winemaking choices influence wine style and quality. You must recognize the typical characteristics of wines from major regions and use appropriate terminology to explain differences. The skill being tested is structured explanation. For example, you might be asked why Sauvignon Blanc from the Loire Valley is typically high in acidity. A strong answer links climate to ripeness and sugar accumulation, and then to acidity levels and flavor profile. Or you might be asked why Barossa Shiraz differs in body and flavor from Syrah grown in the northern Rhone. Again, the explanation rests on differences in climate, grape ripeness, alcohol levels, and resulting flavor concentration. Similarly, if considering German Riesling, you must be able to explain how cool climates and ripening conditions contribute to lower alcohol and higher acidity compared with many warmer New World whites. Throughout this section, the emphasis is on clear regional logic. Climate influences ripening. Grape variety determines structural and flavor potential. Winemaking choices shape the final expression. Each factor must be linked in sequence. The structure of the chapters 12 to 40 in the textbook reflect how level 3 builds understanding progressively. The section begins with France. This is deliberate. In France, climate patterns are clearly defined, appellation rules strongly influence grape choice, and regional typicity is well established. Studying France provides a framework for understanding how regulation, tradition, and climate combine to shape consistent regional styles. From there, you move through the rest of Europe and into the wider world. As you progress, climate ranges widen. Grape variety labeling becomes more common, and winemaking choices often play a more visible role in shaping style. This progression allows you to compare cooler and warmer climates, traditional and modern approaches, and old world and new world expressions of the same grape varieties. At level 3, effective study of section 3 depends on structured explanation rather than memorization of isolated facts. For each country or region, you should be able to explain the climate category, whether cool, moderate, or warm, and how that affects ripeness, acidity, and alcohol. You should identify the key grape varieties and explain why they are suited to those conditions. You should describe the typical wine styles in terms of body, acidity, alcohol, and flavor profile. And you should understand basic winemaking choices such as the use of oak or fermentation temperature, where these are important to regional style. You're not expected to analyze producers in depth or compare business structures or evaluate complex quality hierarchies. Those skills belong to level 4. At level 3, the task is to explain clearly and accurately using regional examples. By the end of section 3, a level 3 student should be able to describe wines from the major global regions with confidence and explain why those wines taste the way they do. You should be able to move logically from place to grape to wine style and to approach tasting with a regional framework in mind. This knowledge underpins both theory answers and structured tasting deductions. Section 3 covers still wines of the world across chapters 12 to 40. You will study France first, followed by Germany, Austria, Hungary, and Greece, then Italy, Spain, and Portugal, the USA and Canada, South America, and finally South Africa, Australia, and New Zealand. Each chapter is designed to build working familiarity with regional styles rather than exhaustive detail. The goal is not encyclopedic knowledge, but structured understanding. As we move through this section in future episodes, the focus will remain consistent. For every region, we will ask the same core questions. What is the climate or the growing environment? Which grape varieties are key? How do growing conditions affect ripeness and acidity? What are the typical styles produced? And how do these factors link together? If you internalize that framework, Section 3 becomes coherent rather than overwhelming. The regions differ, but the logic remains the same. And so that's how we will proceed, starting with France in the next episodes. I do hope this helps with your prep, and I'll see you at the next one.